The cursed captain has been sitting in Blox Fruits for years, and this whole time, he's been dropping an item almost nobody knows exists. Most players hear cursed captain, and they think one thing: Tushita. That's it. That's all they're going for. But here's the thing. There are bosses scattered across all three seas with secret loot tables that the community has completely ignored. Rare accessories, hidden fragments, items you've been farming in totally the wrong place for months. This video is going to fix that. 5 bosses, 5 secrets. Let's go. Real quick, if you are one of those players who only farms bosses for the obvious stuff, this video is going to blow your mind. Blox Fruits has a ton of hidden drops and secret item pools tied to specific bosses that almost never get talked about. We're covering the Cursed Captain, Soul Reaper, the Factory, Island Empress, and Rip Indra. Every single one of these has a drop that most players don't know about. Some of these will straight up change your grinding route. Drop a like if you want more secret guides like this, and let's get into it. Alright, starting with the one that inspired this whole video, the Cursed Captain. This boss sits in the haunted castle area of the Second Sea. Most players know him because he's part of the Tushita puzzle. You need his leather cape drop to progress toward unlocking the Tushita sword. That's common knowledge, but here's what almost nobody talks about. The Cursed Captain also has a chance to drop the Hallow Scythe. Yes, the Hallow Scythe. That's a Blox Fruits rare item that most players think only comes from Halloween events or the cursed chest farming route over in the graveyard section. Wrong. Dead wrong. The Cursed Captain has roughly a 10% chance to drop it on defeat, and because nobody tells you this, players spend hours farming the wrong spawn point entirely. The Hallow Scythe itself is a sword-type weapon with strong combo potential, especially for ghoul race builds, since the lifesteal synergy is real. And it gets worse, because the Cursed Captain also has a small chance to drop dark fragments, which are needed for upgrading gear in the Third Sea. You're fighting this boss for Tushita anyway, so every single kill is potentially giving you bonus materials you didn't even know were on the table. Stop sleeping on this Blox Fruits secret boss. Farm him every cooldown reset. Number 2, the Soul Reaper. Third Sea boss. This guy lives in the area near the haunted castle in C3, and yes, before you say it, I know, another haunted castle situation. Blox Fruits loves the aesthetic. Anyway, everyone who farms the Soul Reaper is going there for one thing: souls. You need souls to upgrade your soul guitar, to progress certain quest lines, and to craft specific items at the Sea of Treats. Fine. That makes sense, but here's the thing. The Soul Reaper also has a hidden drop pool that includes the Hellfire Torch accessory. The Hellfire Torch gives a flat melee damage boost and a small speed buff, and it stacks insanely well with Dragon Talon or Superhuman builds because both of those fighting styles scale off melee stats. Most players using Dragon Talon don't even have it equipped because they don't know the Soul Reaper drops it. They think it's a raid-exclusive item. It is not. On top of that, the Soul Reaper has a rare chance, we're talking maybe 5 to 8%, to drop a mythical tier accessory fragment used in crafting. The drop rate is low, but you're fighting this boss repeatedly anyway if you're grinding souls. Every kill has a bonus shot at something huge. That's a Blox Fruits hidden drop that changes the math on your grinding session completely. Number 3, and this one surprises people every single time, the Factory. Now, technically, the Factory is a raid, not a traditional boss fight, but it has a final boss encounter with the Factory Foreman NPC, and the raid counts toward boss drop tables. So, it absolutely belongs on this list. Here's why. The Factory raid in the Second Sea is one of the most underrated farming routes in the entire game. Everyone knows it drops fragments. That's why you run it. You get around 1,000 Mastery EXP and a solid fragment payout per clear. But what most players don't realize is that the Factory raid also has a small chance to drop the Thermal Goggles accessory, which gives a bonus to fruit ability damage and improves instinct break resistance. That is insane for any Blox Fruits player running a Magma or Rumble build in C2. Magma's Awakened X move, the Volcanic Eruption, already hits enormous AoE damage. Slap Thermal Goggles on top of that, and your DPS against raid bosses goes up noticeably. And it gets worse. Most players only run the Factory once per server reset and leave. You can actually reset and run it multiple times with a coordinated group, stacking fragments and rolling that rare accessory drop over and over. This is one of the most overlooked Blox Fruits hidden drops in the whole second C grind. Number 4. The Island Empress. This boss is a 3rd C exclusive, and she is genuinely one of the most skipped endgame bosses in Blox Fruits right now, which makes zero sense when you look at her loot table. The Island Empress is tied to the Cakeland area of the 3rd C. Yes, the same zone where you're grinding sugar enemies and doing the Sweet Crafter questline. She's a tough fight. Her moveset includes a long-range beam attack and a close-range AoE slam that can delete you if you don't have solid Buso Hockey or good instinct timing. But players who push through that fight are sitting on a secret gold mine. The Island Empress has a confirmed drop for the Swan Glasses accessory, which is one of the best fruit build accessories in the entire game. Swan Glasses boost fruit damage by a meaningful percentage, and they also reduce the cooldown on your fruit's X ability by a small but stacking amount. If you're running Leopard, which after Update 20 is still the top-tier PvP fruit in 3rd C, or if you're on Doe or Dragon, Swan Glasses make your combo windows tighter and your burst damage higher. The community knows Swan Glasses are good. Almost nobody knows the Island Empress drops them. Everyone's running to the wrong NPC trying to buy them or trade for them. Just fight the Empress. Bring a buddy if you have to. The drop rate is around 15%. That's actually generous for this tier of accessory. And number 5, the big one. Rip Indra. This is the final 3rd C boss and hands down one of the hardest fights in Blox Fruits. His moveset is brutal. The Dark Step Kick combo, the instinct-breaking burst, and that devastating final phase where his damage output spikes hard. Most players who actually clear Rip Indra are going for one thing, the Leviathan Heart. It's used in high-level crafting, and it's tied to progression towards some of the best endgame builds in the game. That's the known drop. Here's the thing everybody misses. Rip Indra also has a hidden drop pool that includes the Dark Coat accessory, a rare gear piece that gives a bonus to both sword and melee damage simultaneously. That dual scaling is almost unique in Blox Fruits. If you're running a sword melee hybrid build, think Saber V2 plus Dragon Talon, which is an incredibly strong 2nd and 3rd C combo, Dark Coat is a must-have item, and players are either not farming Rip Indra at all because he's hard, or they're farming him and not even checking their inventory properly after the fight, because they don't know this drop exists. On top of that, Rip Indra has a very low but confirmed chance, roughly 3%, to drop a random mythical tier devil fruit physical item. Yes, a fruit. From a boss kill. That is a Blox Fruits rare item drop that almost nobody in the community is talking about. If you're not farming Rip Indra regularly, you are leaving some of the best loot in the game on the table every single day. So there you go. 5 bosses, 5 Blox Fruits, hidden drops that almost nobody in the community knows about. Cursed Captain dropping the Hallow Scythe. Soul Reaper and the Hellfire Torch. Factory Raid's Thermal Goggles. Island Empress holding the Swan Glasses. And Rip Indra with the Dark Coat and a chance at a mythical fruit. If this video just saved you hours of grinding in the wrong spot, smash that like button. It actually helps the channel more than you think. Subscribe to Roblox today for daily Blox Fruits guides, secret routes, and update breakdowns. Drop a comment telling me which one of these surprised you the most. I'm reading every single one. See you in the next video.